Okay, thank you everyone for joining us. You guys all know me, I'm Mrs. Reagan. We just wanted to review some of the McKenna rules, expectations, and safety. And here with me is Ms. Salgado as well.
Hello, boys and girls.
And we need your help. We want to make sure that our school is a safe school and that it continues to be, a happy place and as beautiful as it is. But we can't do this alone. We need everybody's help in this, including our staff and our students. And we're going to review some of the areas that you see here, the cafeteria, the playground, the restroom, the hallways, because we need your help in making sure that we're safe in all of these areas. We want to make sure that you're safe, you're responsible, and you are respectful at all times. And what does this mean? We'll start with the first section that we want to talk about.
And boys and girls, lining up is one of the areas that we see there to be many problems. We expect for you to be safe, and that looks like keeping your hands to yourself. And if you have objects in your hands, do not use them to hurt or touch others. We are also being careful with our personal space. That means keep distance between you and the person in front of you, keep distance between you and the person behind you. We're also responsible while we're in line, and this looks like following directions. If a campus supervisor asks you to move or asks anything of you, follow that direction. It also looks like standing tall, facing forward. We're also respectful in line, which looks like using your inside voices, which is the level 1 or the level 2. There's no need for yelling or screaming for someone in the front of the line or the back of the line. We're also waiting politely for your teacher, and we're patient as well. And when we line up before school or after recess, these same rules apply. We're keeping our hands to ourselves. There's no running or chasing each other. Once recess is done, there's no longer tag playing in line or doing any other types of games while you're waiting in line. And again, you're waiting patiently in your own line. That means your assigned line. There's no visiting to other lines next to yours. Stay in your line.
Okay, and then we are going to review some reminders for the playground because we want you to have fun in the playground, but we need you to be safe. In order for us all to be safe, we want to remind you to, always be responsible and respectful. And what does this look like? When your teacher dismisses you to the playground, make sure that you are walking all the way until you get to the blacktop. You're not running down the stairs. Your teacher's not opening the door and you're just running to the playground. You need to make sure that you're walking because we don't want you to bump into someone else and get hurt. We want to make sure that you keep your hands and your feet, and like Ms. Salgado mentioned, all the objects to yourself. And really, you should not have any other objects other than the playground equipment once you get to the playground. Anything that is from home, any toy, please, that needs to stay at home. We don't want you to lose it. Be responsible, use the equipment appropriately. If you're using the balls, make sure that you're using them appropriately. Soccer balls in the field and dodgeballs on the blacktop. And when the recess is over, make sure that you return all the equipment where it belongs. Help us out in ensuring that we keep an eye on our equipment. And always, always, always follow the rules of the adults there, our campus supervisors. Often you'll see Ms. Salgado there, myself there, or Ms. Jimenez or any other adult. Make sure that you are listening to the adults as we have rules to keep you safe, and we want to make sure to remind you to do so. Always use kind words and make sure that if you're playing a game that you are a good sportsmanship. Sometimes you might lose, but we don't get upset and we don't hurt others when we lose. As a reminder, when you are in the playground, you can use a voice level 4. That's probably the only area on our campus that you can, scream and yell. Just be mindful that you're not screaming in the ear of others, that you're just, you can use a loud voice as long as you're playing safely and you're not hurting anyone else. While you're on the playground, if you need help, please find an adult. And remember, again, to use the equipment properly. And I'm going to go over some more reminders. You can see some pictures of students using the equipment properly, of students lining up as they're walking back to their class and playing safely. Again, remember to walk to the playground, be safe. When you're on the slide, slide down. Do not walk up on the slide. I've seen some students like that. And if we see you, I am going to ask you to sit out during your recess if you cannot use the equipment safely. If you're playing dodgeball, make sure that you're throwing the ball waist down. We don't want you to get hurt and we don't want you to hurt anyone else. Do not play behind the bins. You can see here we have some yellow tape. Please, the tape is actually not there right now, but please do not play behind the bin as we can't see you. We want to make sure that you're playing in an area where an adult can see you. And again, soccer only in the field. We're not kicking the ball on the blacktop. Very important, when you hear the first whistle, that means that recess is over. Freeze wherever you are. That doesn't mean you get to slide a little bit or you get to walk a little bit. That means stop what you're doing, hold onto the equipment, freeze until you hear the second whistle. Once you hear the 2 whistles, then that's an indication for you to walk, put the equipment away, and then walk to your line. Again, I know a lot of this sounds repetitive, but we really need your help. Hands and feet to yourself. Pushing is absolutely not allowed. 1 person at a time on the blue spinner. And this allows other students to get a turn. Do not block the tunnel. Make sure that you are using the equipment properly. If you get hungry, remember to come early before school starts so that you can have breakfast. However, if you have a healthy snack, like a fruit or a granola bar, you can eat it in the morning recess using you have to go sit down on the tables near the library. The reason for this is we don't want you to choke as you're eating. We want you to be safe eating. So again, you can eat a snack only if you're sitting down on the black tables by the library. And if you ever need help, make sure that you ask a campus supervisor or an adult for help. And finally, the reminder that I've already mentioned, in this picture, you can see a student who's about to slide properly. Sliding down, sitting down with their legs stretched out, not crawling up on the slide. Make sure that you look before you slide down, as we don't want you to get hurt or hurt someone who may be at the bottom. Again, climbing is never allowed.
And boys and girls, during your lunchtime in the cafeteria, it's also very important to follow the cafeteria champs and procedures. There's 3 posted on the wall for you to look at. The C is for the conversation. That's for you use level 1 or level 2. There's no yelling allowed in the cafeteria. Many of you are trying to call out to friends who are at another table. That is not allowed. We stick to our levels 1 or 2. If you do need help, you raise your hand to get permission or to ask your question, and a campus supervisor will help you. We never stand in the cafeteria. We are always seating. Unless you get permission to stand up, then you can stand up. And of course, you are there to enjoy your lunchtime with your friends. And we expect that you are also respectful and you follow the champs rules. Boys and girls, when you walk into the cafeteria, remember to always grab your milk, your water, your fork. We always find that you are raising your hand because you forgot an item. So ensure that you are walking in and responsible for getting what you need. Again, the voice level 1 or 2. There is no sharing of food. So if you bring something from home, remember it's just for you. There's no sharing allowed. Water bottles that you bring that you have, they're not to play with. Many times we have had to take those away. Again, stay in your seat. Raise your hand if you need help. Take all your trash when it's time to be dismissed. That means that if anything around you, even if it's on the floor, pick it up, put it on your tray. If you find a friend forgot a piece of trash, be kind and help out and pick up the trash, put it on your tray just to help out. And line up quietly and hands to yourself. And again, no running in the cafeteria. This is always something I have to get on the microphone because there's students always running to the line. Again, boys and girls, everything with calm and peace, no need to rush. Everyone's gonna get to the same place when it's time. Again, grab everything that you need, raise your hand for help. And here we have, wait until you are called when it is time to be dismissed. It is not okay to get up if you have not been told to get up. Stay seated until it's time for you to stand. Wait patiently. And again, during your time while you're waiting, you can clean your area on the table and on the floor. During your time to line up to go ahead and use the compost area, you wait patiently and use your self-control, hands to yourself as always. Walk calmly, wait for your turn. Do not get too close to the person in front of you. Sometimes I see students get too close. Remember your personal space. We do have the student helpers that come. And just to remind you, that is a type of privilege. It's a reward for you to be able to come and help. So make sure that you're following the rules. It is based on good behavior. And again, the compost area, we have the can for the liquids. We have the other can for the recycle, the can for the trash, and the can for the compost. The compost is the food that you've not eaten. That's where that goes, in the brown bin. And then when it's time to put the trays, hand over the tray to the helper. You can help the helper because sometimes it gets stacked up and there's too many. So try to help out in that space as well.
Thank you, Ms. Salgado. And then what do we do once we have had a successful lunch? Well, then it's time to line up so that the other classes can come in and eat. And in the meantime, you have to wait a little bit for your teachers to come pick you up. An observation that we have been making is that we need to remind all of us, we need to remind each other to walk out from the cafeteria. So make sure that you're walking out and that you go directly to where your class lines up. Again, like Ms. Salgado said earlier, this is not a time for you to be chasing each other. It is not a time for you to go from one class to the next class. You wait, and you wait patiently with your hands to your side. Here, there's some great examples of some awesome lines. These pictures were taken last year, and I want to make sure that we continue to be as responsible and respectful as we're waiting in line. We're not running, we're waiting. And I actually think I forgot to mention it with the Spanish group, but I know that at one point we gave ice cream to the best class. We're going to start looking again what class is deserving of another ice cream treat, and they're lining up correctly and they're following the cafeteria rules. Another observation is that a lot of the times when students are coming from the cafeteria, they start running to the bathroom without permission. So we are no longer, and not that we were allowed before, but we need to remember that you cannot go to the restroom once you're lined up outside of the cafeteria. When do you go to the restroom? You go during your recess. And while you're eating in the cafeteria, we can let a few students go at a time. What we've been noticing is students, as they're lining up, are not asking for permission and are running to the bathroom, and the bathroom gets really full with students. So as you're waiting for your teachers, we're not letting you go to the restroom to make sure that you are safe and everybody else is safe. Remember to use your recess time, and if you need to go while you're eating, raise your hand and the campus supervisors will allow you to go. While you're in the restrooms at any time in the day, whether it's before school, during recess, during class time, you need to remember to be safe, be responsible, and be respectful. And what does this mean? It means that you're going to walk in and out of the bathroom. You're going to keep your hands and feet to yourself. You're going to be respectful of the personal space of others while they're in the restroom. You're not there to talk to anyone else. You're there to go use the restroom, flush, wash your hands, throw any trash away, and exit walking in a respectful way. You'll see some CHAMP signs to remind you. And one important thing that I wanted to point out is that this school, including the bathrooms, is a brand new school for you guys. It's a beautiful school, and we need your help to ensure that we keep it that way. We've been finding a lot of writing in the bathrooms, both boys and girls, and we're not going to tolerate that. That has severe consequences. So if some people might get fined for that, and we don't want you to have to spend money on fixing something that you can avoid. So make sure that you report if you see someone writing in the walls, if you see someone writing in the bathrooms or anywhere on campus, report it to an adult. Help us keep our school looking beautiful, and help us keep your school being a safe and happy place. Also, as you walk in the hallways, whether it's that you're going from your classroom to the bathroom or from your classroom to the office or from the cafeteria to your classroom, remember to always use voice level 0 or 1 as other classes are busy learning and we don't want to disrupt their learning. And if you need help as you're walking in the hallways, find an adult so that they can help you, get the help that you need. But we are always walking. Anytime that you're going in a hallway, make sure that you're walking, you're not running. And you go directly from one place to the next. It's not a time for you to go play in the bathrooms or go play in the hallways. Remember to walk at all times, no matter where you go. This also applies for your time going up and down the stairway. Make sure students, especially those students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, we walk carefully. I would hate for you to fall or to get hurt or injured. Make sure that you do the same thing as you're walking back down. I've noticed several classes as they're dismissing to recess, many students today were kind of running down the stairway, and I don't want you to get hurt. We walk up and we walk down the stairway. So make sure that if you need help, you find an adult, you keep personal space, walking up and down. And one other area that is important for you to remember to use safely and responsibly is your iPads. The iPads, all of you guys have an iPad that the school has allowed you to use during the school year. Those are school property, and at any time, your teacher, Ms. Salgado, or myself, or any adults here on campus can ask for you to, for your iPad, and we can search. The iPads are for your use, to use them responsibly on the academic apps, such as Mayan, or taking AR Test, or Lexia, or ST Math. They are not for you to take pictures of other people without permission. They are not for you to be chatting with other students without permission. If we find that you are using them in a not very responsible way, you can lose your privilege for having an iPad. So make sure that you're using it responsibly. At the end of the day, the iPad needs to be in your backpack as you're walking, or in the morning when you're waiting to start the school day, they need to be in your backpack. We don't want them to get damaged. And we want you to be able to use it responsibly.
And boys and girls, we continue with our catch of the day this school year. Remember that this school year, it's 2 times a month rather than 4 times a month, which was every Friday last school year. So again, 2 times a month. Anyone on campus, any adult, teacher, staff, campus supervisors, can be on the lookout for you when they see you being safe, responsible, respectful, kind, or making good choices. And then we do the raffle, which we have many prizes for you. Some of the newer ones are the invisible pens that you guys like. We also have the In-N-Out gift cards, the Habit gift cards. We have Play-Doh, we have slime, many new prizes that we know you enjoy. And then coming soon, boys and girls, are things that are already in place. We do also have, aside from catch of the day, we have the field day Fridays, which is the 1 Friday of the month. We also are trying to do more of the school-wide spirit weeks. And then the ST Math and Lexia incentives, which are some field days with the lollipop, with the ice cream, or something else that we've given to you, like pizza as well. So we look forward to doing more of these, and with better behavior come more incentives. So we hope that we can do more things for you school-wide as time passes and your behavior improves.
And actually, before I go on to this section, there was a question. Someone said, if a student sees someone like running, can they tell another student to walk? Absolutely. It takes a team for us to remind each other and to have a safe school. Just do it in a respectful way. Just you can say, hey, remember to walk, remind other students in a very polite way. Thank you for helping us. And with that, we want to make sure that we all respect our campus supervisors. They are here every day to make sure that you are safe. And we need to make sure that if they are telling you to not do something or reminding you to do something, that you listen to them. They are only looking out for your best interest, and they want to make sure that you are safe and that our school continues to be this happy place that McKenna is. So make sure that you are respecting Miss Cristina, Miss Jenny, Miss Josefina, and Miss Sylvia. I keep forgetting to add her picture. Miss Maricela, Mr. Jesse, and Miss Denise. They are here, again, to keep you safe, but we need your help. We need to make sure that you are keeping yourself safe also by remembering all of these rules that we just shared, and that you are safe, responsible, and respect everyone else. And I believe there's another question. When is ST Math celebration? We have been texting back and forth with Ms. Salgado and Ms. Jimenez and Ms. Favila and some teachers. We had talked about possibly this Wednesday, but it looks like there might be some rain. So I'm gonna monitor the weather. If it's not raining, it might be this Wednesday. If it's raining, we might have to postpone it till next week, but we will make sure to tell your teachers to, when our scheduled date is. We're looking at having pizza for those students that have met their ST goals, and some time to play in the field as well. If you have any further questions, you can add them in the Q&A or in the chat, and we can respond to your questions. If not, thank you for joining us. We look forward to making sure that McKenna continues to be this awesome place for all of us to be, but we need to make sure that we follow our rules. Thank you.